Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I hope that you guys are enjoying my videos. I hope that you guys are liking all the different content that I've been sharing with you, and hopefully you guys are learning from all the material that I'm putting out into this channel, into my podcast, into all the different avenues online. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how INFJs appear or look younger than they actually are. I think it's more an appearance or they seem like they're younger. They might not necessarily look it, but we have this energy to us that's a kind of young energy, a childlike curiosity, a childlike energy. And that's the reason why a lot of INFJs that I meet and I talk to and message me all the time, they're always saying the same thing. They're always complaining about the fact that they come across as perhaps a little bit naive and a little bit too young. Even though they might be in their 30s, they seem like they're in their 20s, and so they're not taken seriously. I recently just had a female 35-year-old INFJ message me saying, what should I do about this? Everyone always thinks I'm too young and they don't take me seriously at work. My boyfriend doesn't take me seriously either. He says that I should wear more makeup so I look older. My parents say the same thing. And so what should I do? And the first thing that came to my mind when people say things like that to me, when they tell me that, someone's telling them to do something about themselves or change them in some way, especially someone who's supposed to love them as they are, it really irks the hell out of me, because I think that's the main problem with relationships for me, perhaps, is that it's not necessarily that this person's trying to improve her in any way. Why would the fact that she looks younger than she actually is, why would that be a bad thing? Actually, isn't everyone on this planet trying to look younger than they actually are? Isn't that what everyone's searching for, the fountain of youth? And so obviously as an INFJ, we've discovered that. Why is that a problem, right? Why is that such an issue? And why is this individual asking her to change because of that? That's just a diatribe, that's just a side note. But in general, whenever I hear this, I always think to myself that everything that we have as INFJs, every quality that we have, every characteristic that we have, every personality trait that we have, obviously all of it, every single one of it can be looked at as positive and negative. Every single trait. Our introversion is always a positive and also a negative. A lot of times I'm thinking to myself, if I was an extrovert, my life would be so much easier. I'd be able to go out and party and have fun with people and not lose energy instantaneously when I meet an energy vampire, and I'd do more things outdoors. I wouldn't hide in my room all the time. But also it's a positive because I hide in my room all the time, and because I hid in my room so much over the last few years, my entire life, that's the reason I've become all of these things that I've become: a YouTuber, a writer, a blogger, all of that stuff. I wouldn't have done that if I was roaming around the earth being an extrovert, right? Not that I'm saying extroverts cannot be writers or YouTubers, but a lot of my quality of introversion has caused me to do all these things. Otherwise, I would be out there having fun with other people rather than doing all these things that I do right now, right? So every quality of ours can be looked at as both a positive and a negative. My thing with all of INFJ qualities, and the fact that I always tell you guys the same thing over and over again, is that use every quality of yours as a positive. There is obviously negative to everything. Of course there is. There's going to be negative to every single thing on this planet. Everything has two sides to it. But whenever you're looking at anything within yourself, I know, I understand, we're perfectionists, we're always trying to improve ourselves, we want to better ourselves. I understand that quality of ours. But I find that it goes a little bit too overboard, that we keep on criticizing ourselves in so many different ways. Why would looking younger than you actually are be a criticism? How can that even be a criticism? Yes, I understand that perhaps she's not taken seriously, and that's a completely different issue though. That's a completely different issue, because just because she looks young doesn't mean that has to do with the fact that she's not taken seriously. There's two different paradigms to it, I think, because I know there are a lot of young people out there who are taken seriously, and there's a lot of old people out there who are not taken seriously, right? So that's not the issue. The issue is that we have to start taking ourselves seriously first before anyone else is going to take us seriously, right? And so if you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, I look so young, I look like no one's going to take me seriously, I don't look serious, I'm not good enough, I'm not mature enough, I should wear more makeup, I should change myself. When you have all of those thoughts about yourself, all those negative, degrading thoughts about yourself, all of that is being projected when you move into the world, when you're walking through the world and you're walking and talking with people, right? So when I walk through the world, I look young as well. I know that about myself. I'm 35, but most people think I'm in my 20s, which is fine with me. I'm absolutely fine. I also sometimes dress like I'm in my 20s, although I don't know what 30-year-old or 35-year-olds dress like. But anyways, I dress young because it's just the way it is. I'm tiny. I'm very skinny, so I can wear all these clothes, and so I do. And so I walk around the world, and I know that people could not take me seriously, but it never happens to me anymore because I take myself seriously. When someone is looking at me and not taking me seriously or making fun of me or doing anything like that, I'll just shut them off right away. I'll be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? I am 35 years old and I can do whatever you're asking me to do. Don't put me down. Don't not take me seriously, because I am taking myself seriously. And if I am, then everyone else around me will automatically do that, right? The same thing with this channel as well. I take it seriously. I look at it as a job. And a lot of people message me saying, how can I become a YouTuber? How can I do my thing? And I'm like, you need to start taking it as a job, looking at it as a job, being professional about it, doing it every single day, recording videos, looking at it and constantly learning about it. It's a job. It's a professionalism thing. It's a seriousness thing. How much do you care about it? The same thing applies to this kind of scenario where you're walking through the world and if someone does not take you seriously, it probably comes from within you because you yourself are not taking yourself seriously, right? I always think of it that way. If someone is being rude to me, then why did that happen? Is it something that I'm projecting outwardly? Is that person being rude to me because I am not taking myself seriously, or if I'm degrading myself, or am I putting myself down, or am I making fun of me? Is that why he or she thought it was all right to make fun of me, right? It all comes from within us. Now, the other side of the story is that, I love that about us, the fact that we look young. Why do we look young? As I said, I think it's probably because of the fact that we have this childlike curiosity. We get excited about things. We're intense. We love life. We're always looking at life and thinking to ourselves, wow, I can't believe I'm alive. We behave like children because we're walking through the world like children do. We look around. I'm always looking up at the stars and the clouds and the sky. I'm always looking around. I'm curious. I'm excited to be alive. I'm excited to be here on this planet. I'm so grateful for every breath. And so all of those qualities, not necessarily my face or not necessarily our physical body, which might also be the case because I think our happiness and our joy at being alive kind of translates to our youthful look, but also the fact that we behave like children, not in a negative way. Now again, you can take it in a negative way, and that's the point of this video. Every single quality, as I said, you can take it as a negative thing or a positive thing, right? I always try to look at everything that we have, everything that we do, everything that we are in this world, all of our qualities in the positive manner. Always try to look at it in a positive way because it's really easy, actually, you guys, to look at it in a negative way. I'm an INFJ. I'm a judger. I'm a very good criticizer. Criticizer, is that a word? I'm a very good critic of myself, a very good critic of myself. I can be so critical of myself, it's not even funny. But I always try, and I'm trying really hard, especially this year as a New Year's resolution or a 2019 resolution, to always try to look at everything in a positive manner, especially my own qualities, my own traits. When I look at my hair, for example, I'm like, I could look at it as saying, oh my God, it's ugly and wavy, and I wish it was straight, or I wish it was curly, or whatever. Or you could just look at it and be like, I love my hair, and this is the way it is, and this is how I'm going to accept it, right? Very simple, stupid example, but that's how I want you guys to look at every quality of yours. So maybe, yes, you do look young. Maybe you're a 35-year-old or a 40-year-old or a 65-year-old who looks 10, 15 years younger than you are. Isn't that a great thing? I mean, I think that it's amazing. If I would be 65 and if I looked 50, I'd be the happiest person on this planet. Now, my looks and my physical characteristics have nothing to do with my personality and how much I care about the work that I'm putting out in the world. No one ever looks at me. No one ever looks at me and says, "Oh my, you must be really immature, or you must be very childlike because you look young." They never say that because the intensity in my eyes and the seriousness of my personality, it comes through. I know that everyone looks at me and they know that I can get the job done, whatever that job might be, because I'm serious about it. I know that I can get it done. I believe in myself. I have a very high self-esteem, and so that translates to my relationships with other people, and therefore they treat me exactly the same way I treat myself, right? So I really want you guys to remember this whenever you're moving through the world. Please if you're going to put yourself down, everyone else is going to do exactly the same thing to you. So for that individual whose boyfriend is telling her to change, to start putting more makeup on and all that stuff. Now, first of all, if anyone ever says that to me, I really just want to punch them in the face. Now, of course, he's your loving boyfriend, so it makes sense. He's doing it out of the goodness of his heart. He cares about you. But is that really the only solution to this problem of the fact that you look young? I don't think so. So go ahead and start loving your quality, that you look young, amazing. You should be happy. There are hundreds of thousands of people who are paying millions of dollars to all of these industries who are trying to make people look younger, and we just get to do it on our own without actually even trying. Isn't that awesome, right? Again, if you guys have any questions at all about this subject or any of the subjects that I've spoken about, I'd love to hear from you guys. You can message me anytime. All my contact information is in the description below. If you guys are going to ask me a really long question, I do prefer that you email me rather than putting it on Instagram and Facebook, because I think it's easier to communicate by email that way. All right? Again, thank you so much, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.